Well, well, well. Well, well, well. A very unpredictable Money in the Bank. I personally believe it was very unpredictable. We had no idea who was going to win each of these matches. But I'm not gonna lie, there were some things that I didn't really care about. Other than that, there was some good stuff. So let's just talk about it real quick. So the pre-show was Jeff Hardy versus Cesaro. Honestly, I didn't even see this match because I was actually waking up. I didn't know what time Money in the Bank was on, so I didn't see this. And I woke up I woke up in the middle of the New Day match. So I know Jeff Hardy won because I'm looking at the results, but I can't really give my opinion on the match because I didn't watch it. So let's just skip it, I guess. Just say Jeff Hardy won. So the first match I did see, which was halfway through, I guess, the New Day defending the titles against the Forgotten Bums, Miz and Morrison, and the Lucha Bum Party. There were so many bums in this match, I personally just did not care. Steve Cutler, Wesley Blake, Jackson Riker of the Forgotten Bums. But the New Day retained, which I believe that was quite obvious. Then we had R-Truth versus MVP, but that got changed to Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley came out and he got tired of the nonsense that was going on. Okay. First off, you just randomly announced this match at first. First, you just randomly announced this match to happen. And then all of a sudden, you just randomly changed this random match. For what reason? I think it was just silly. So Bobby Lashley won. Next match was Bayley versus Tamina in the SmackDown Women's Championship. This was an okay match. As I mentioned to you guys on my SmackDown review, Tamina has actually been doing very well in this entire feud. Better than what Lacey Evans could ever have done. And the fact that Tamina, put up a decent fight, which, of course she did, way better than what Lacey Evans would ever do. I just think it was pretty cool to see Sasha and Bayley just really try everything to stop Tamina. I don't know if this is a one and done. Bayley did win by roll-up. She won by roll-up because Sasha interfered, and Bayley won by roll-up. She's still the champion. I don't know if this feud's continuing. I honestly don't know. I don't know if this was a one and done or if this is continuing. But either way, Bayley won. As she should have. But anyway, next we had the Hacker. Everyone is talking about the Hacker, so am I. The Hacker has got to be one of the most interesting stories in WWE. We are all not sure who the Hacker is, and considering what the Hacker did on SmackDown today, he's kind of confirming that he's watching over everybody. You'd see Alexa and Nikki Cross on their ride-along. You'd see Sasha and Bayley on the far right. Braun Strowman, Daniel Bryan, I guess, from Total Bellas. Like, he just had all these screens. He's just watching everything. Just everything. Just watching over everything. I feel like the hacker, I think I may have an idea who the hacker is, but I'm not 100% sure. I think a lot of people are convinced it's Ali. A lot of people are convinced it's also Chad Gable, because we have been hearing that there's more than one hacker, because we've seen different hackers. People have changed the voice of the hacker. Like, there's multiple different voices. One was Chad Gable's voice. One was Ali's voice. One was Xavier Woods' voice. The email was a female. A lot of us are not sure who the female is. I'm thinking Ember Moon. I'm thinking possibly Dana Brooke. But I think I may know who the female hacker is. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I very well could be wrong. The one person who, for some reason, I completely forgot was still under contract because she was out of action due to injury and she was on main event commentating, was Mickie James. I noticed this. I saw an episode of main event. It was when Kairi Sane versus Ruby Riott. I noticed Tom Phillips and MVP were on commentary. And I went to Wikipedia, and Wikipedia would actually show that Mickie James was a producer / commentator. And I looked on her profile, and it said nothing about her being a commentator. So when I saw that, I was like, wait, what if it's Mickie? Mickie James has been out injured for a while. So I was thinking, okay, so could it actually be Mickie James? How would I feel if it was Mickie James? Well, I don't know. I don't know, because I'm not the biggest Mickie James fan out there, but it very well could be her. It very well could be Mickie. I would love it if it was Dana Brooke or Ember Moon, but I think it's Mickie James. Not 100% sure. But what the hacker did was very interesting. He was saying that he was mentioning how everything will be coming together soon. So he will be revealing the truth very, very soon. So Sasha and Bayley better watch out. And they better not cry, because I'm telling you why, the hacker is coming to town. Sorry, I had to. Next we had Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt for the Universal Championship. Braun Strowman retained by faking out Bray Wyatt. Now I could definitely see a rematch happening between these two. I could definitely see a rematch happening, because Braun suckered Bray in to think that, you know, he got him to join with Bray, but Bray will call upon the Fiend, and that will probably be where Braun loses the championship. Next we had Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has new music, and I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. I know, and look, I'm just saying, I'm just going to mention this. They should have had this music ready for Seth Rollins when he became the Monday Night Messiah. Because this new song he had just sounded more like a Messiah, like God kind of music. So it just made me wonder, why? Why didn't they do this at WrestleMania? Why didn't they do this when he had the stable formed? Buddy Murphy was nowhere to be seen. Drew McIntyre ended up winning. This was a great match. Drew McIntyre ended up winning. Seth Rollins shook his hand, making it sound like Seth could possibly turn face. I don't know. It's interesting. And now for the Money in the Bank matches, for men and women. I personally did enjoy these matches. I personally did enjoy them. Now, I know they may be very similar to movies, but the cinematic movie crap, but I personally didn't mind it. Now, I know it may sound like I'm being a bit of a hypocrite because I hated the Boneyard match, but it's my opinion at the end of the day. If I preferred this over the Boneyard match, then whatever. What can you do about it? I personally didn't mind this. I liked what they did. They had the women start in the elevator shaft, and they had like the men in the gym area. Like there were some cool spots, like some cameos from Vince, Brother Love, John Laryngitis. Can't stand John Laurinaitis. A couple of others, and then we had a food fight. Then we had a food fight with Paul Heyman. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Seeing Shayna Baszler, a ruthless killer like Shayna Baszler throwing food around is just funny. It was just hilariously funny. It just proves that Shayna Baszler's a joke. Okay? And the fact that Shayna Baszler didn't even make it to the roof also proves how crap she is. Shayna Baszler, like, look, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done explaining myself to people. Shayna Baszler is garbage. Shayna Baszler didn't win the Royal Rumble. She didn't win Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, and she didn't win the Money in the Bank. Three of the most biggest things in WWE. These are three of the most important things. Winning a Royal Rumble, winning at Mania, and winning a Money in the Bank. Okay? These are three of the biggest important things on the main roster, and Shayna didn't win a single one. And it proves that Shayna Baszler sucks. I felt bad for Dana Brooke. I felt real bad for poor old Dana Brooke. I didn't like what WWE did with her. Booking her to look like stupid. Pulling down a fake Money in the Bank that was in like a locker room or somewhere. Making her fall over water. Having a poster slammed over her head. Made Dana Brooke look stupid. They made Dana Brooke look like a freaking goof. Look like a complete, utter idiot. Dana Brooke is a talented wrestler. She should not be getting treated like a goof. Carmella was like flattened early. Didn't see much of her. Shayna Baszler, Dana Brooke, and Carmella didn't even make it to the roof. Lacey Evans and Nia Jax and Asuka were the only ones that made it to the roof. Of course Lacey did. Of course Lacey made it to the roof. Because WWE has this weird fetish with Lacey Evans. They have this weird fetish that Lacey Evans is a star in the making. Where Lacey Evans sucks. Lacey Evans sucks. And I don't understand how she got to the roof. What happened to Dana Brooke? That should have been Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans should have been the one falling over water. On the floor. Getting her head smashed in on posters. And looking like a goof pulling down a friggin' briefcase above the ring. Dana Brooke deserves better than this. Lacey Evans is downright trash. And seeing her seeing her on the roof just made me nauseous. I didn't care if Nia won. And look, I'm glad I was wrong that Nia didn't win. I'm glad she didn't win. I'm glad I got the prediction wrong. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't have cared if Nia won. As long as it wasn't Lacey. Lacey or Shayna. Lacey or Shayna were the two people I absolutely refused to see winning this match. Nia, I couldn't have cared less if they gave it to her. But they gave it to Asuka. Asuka won Money in the Bank. And I believe Asuka is the perfect choice to end Becky Lynch's reign. Also, why the hell was Baron Corbin... Sorry about that. Why the hell was Baron Corbin trying to stop Asuka from pulling down the briefcase? Good thing Asuka booted his ass off. Asuka is now Miss Money in the Bank and she can cash in on anyone at any time. And that's the thing that WWE made it clear. That they didn't state that this contract is meant for their Pacific brand. So Asuka can cash in on whoever she wants. She can cash in on Becky. She could cash in on Bayley. She could cash in on Charlotte. Hell, after Otis winning the men's one, people are saying Otis could potentially cash in on the tag team titles. So Asuka can do the same thing. She could use her contract to cash in on Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross with her and Kairi. I know it would be a waste to use it on the tag team titles, but there's so many possibilities. There's so many possibilities of who Asuka could cash in on. I am predicting she will cash in on Becky Lynch, but not tomorrow. It won't be done tomorrow because it's too early, it's too predictable. Have Asuka mess with Becky. Have her even show up on SmackDown and mess with Bayley. Have her show up on NXT and mess with Charlotte. Like, pretend like you're going to cash in on either one of the three. Tease that you're going to cash in on one of the three, and then you end up cashing in on Becky when she least expects it. Hell, for all we know, Becky Lynch might not even be the champion by the time Asuka cashes in. All I'm saying is a lot of people are predicting that Asuka is going to cash in on Becky. And I agree. I think she will cash in on Becky, but not tomorrow. She won't do it tomorrow. She should do it when Becky doesn't expect it. Have Becky Lynch face Nia Jax at Backlash, because June's pay-per-view's Backlash. Have Becky Lynch face Nia Jax at Backlash, because I want to see Becky Lynch versus Nia. I want to see Becky Lynch, have a feud with Nia. And have Becky Lynch get beaten up so badly that she barely survives Nia. She barely survives Nia, then Nia beats her up some more after the match, and then you have Asuka run in, cash in her case, and a vulnerable Becky can't do anything. That's what I'd do. That's what I'd do, and then Becky can go and take time off. But, some people don't think she will cash in on Becky Lynch. And that's the thing. That's the thing I like. I like that she doesn't have to cash it in on Becky. She doesn't have to. She can cash it in on Bayley. She can cash it in on Charlotte. She can cash it in on whoever the hell she wants. Like I said, even Alexa and Nikki. She can cash it in on whoever the hell she wants. It's her choice. I do think she'll cash in on Becky, but I don't think she'll do it straight away. I think she'll mess with Becky for a while. I think she'll mess with her for a while. Like, make Becky Lynch, nauseous that she's got the briefcase and make Becky Lynch, look over her shoulder, wondering when is Asuka going to try and cash in on her. Just make Becky a little nervous. Then we had the men's. Otis ended up winning that one, which was a bit of a surprise. AJ Styles fumbled it out of his hands, and Otis caught it. Otis caught the briefcase, and Corbin didn't win it because Elias came back. So Otis is now our Mr. Money in the Bank. And I'm going to tell you guys, this was definitely very unpredictable. No one would have ever predicted Otis to win Money in the Bank. I was definitely expecting AJ Styles. But it wasn't to be. Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black got thrown off the roof. Like I said, there were some cool moments in this Money in the Bank stuff. But overall, I thought it was fine. Otis is now Mr. Money in the Bank. We'll find out what they do with Otis, because many people are suggesting that AJ Styles won the Money in the Bank because he had it in his hands first, and because he dropped it, and Otis caught it, some people could see that maybe at Backlash, we could get Otis versus AJ Styles for the Money in the Bank briefcase. I think that'd be interesting. But overall, guys, that's pretty much Money in the Bank. That's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up if you guys did, and I'll see you all tomorrow for Monday Night Raw. See you then.